so in this video, I'm just gonna go over the customs that I've made for this year so far. Starting out with the, I guess this is Kid Gohan or Teen Gohan, but this is from the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie, the OG movie. So let me go ahead and get him off of the turntable here. For this Gohan, in that movie in particular, this is when he had kind of like his classic outfit on from Piccolo, but then he had kind of like this thing that's around his neck. At first it was a cloak, but in that movie his cloak is kind of like smaller, like when he's like a smaller child. And then he had the red belt and then the red wristband. So this is obviously made out of the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan that surpassed Goku. I think that was the title. But how this was made is you're gonna need some paint to paint this, and I did this with a paintbrush, and then I just cut his cloak and then I just smoothed it out around the corners, and then you kind of just glue it back on. So the paint that I use, I'm gonna go ahead and go over like all the stuff that I use to customize. So I use Vallejo paint. I like the airbrush paint because it's kind of like thinner. I get mine off of Amazon. If you guys are unfamiliar with this paint, then I could leave the link in the description below. So you're gonna need some paint. You're obviously gonna need an X-Acto knife, or this is what I use. There's plenty of different blades that you can use. I'll leave a link for this description, and I'll leave a link in the description below for an X-Acto knife also. And then you are going to need some glue. I like to use Gorilla Super Glue. Dries really fast and things like that, and it stays on. It stays intact. So, and then you're gonna need some. You need some paint sealer. So again, Vallejo paint. I like the airbrush versions. So this is just a matte sealer. They also have like a shiny sealer and things like that, but you have to seal your paint once you're done. Otherwise it's gonna crack or maybe even chip and things like that. So for this custom, it's pretty simple. And then to smooth out the edges, I use a Dremel, also found on Amazon. All the products that I'm going to show are found on Amazon, so I can make it easier for you guys. I'll leave all the links in the description below, just in case you want to get started doing custom. So this comes with a bunch of different things that you can swap out to smooth it out, sand it down, and things like that. So these are the things that I use for this custom. You know, and it just kind of captures that Gohan from that movie. I really like that Gohan from that movie. So this is the first custom that I'm going to show. And let's just go ahead and go down the line here. So that's Kid Gohan. Next we have Ultra Instinct Goku from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, obviously had a black gi with the Capsule Corp logo, and then he had these boots on. So this is made from the SH Figuarts Whis Gi Goku are the boots, and then this like the bottom half of his gi. These legs are from the Super Saiyan 2 Goku from Demoniacal Fit. So is this body. So I took that Dremel, I shaved everything down, and I kind of like sculpted it in there, and then just painted his skin tone where the rip is. It's very hard to get skin tone paint to match. Again, I use Vallejo skin tone paint. I'm not the best like paint mixer, but this comes really close to that. So again, links in the description below if you guys are interested in that stuff. So what else did I do for this guy? Paint his wrist straps. He kind of cut this up. I just used a like a wire cutter, and then you know, obviously put the Ultra Instinct Omen Goku head on that. So it is still kind of articulated. This gi is really tight, so you could get them in some poses, but the toe hinge still works and things like that. Like you repaint the boots. Everything else is pretty much good to go in a sense. So this is Super Dragon Ball Heroes Omen Goku, Ultra Instinct Omen, Ultra Instinct Sign, whatever you like to call them. Next we have Vegito. So this is originally Kong Studios / Beast Deities Vegito. This came without this belt, so I call it custom because, well, let me turn this light down a little bit. You can see on his gloves, use a Dremel again and kind of like cut the lines in there, because on this Vegito from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, he had like details in his boots. Pretty much cut the lines into his gloves and then also into his boots. Hopefully you guys can catch that on camera. So, and then his belt here, I took this from a Goku Black. It was gray originally, and then this belt is from a Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I believe. So you kind of just like kit bash that, repaint it. You can see there was a hole here because it was a Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black. And then you kind of put that on, and then this head is from TK DIY. It's not a full custom. These are kind of like simple kit bashes slash detail and things like that, but you get the accurate look of Vegito from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So I really like that Vegito. Next we have a Krillin. This is from Dragon Ball Super. So in Dragon Ball Super, Krillin had his gi on from like Saiyan Saga. So this is the 3.0 Krillin. Down here you can see I changed his pants. And then I added some cloth at the bottom, and then I kind of like just painted around where that kind of like the shoelace is. And then his boots are already good to go. You kind of just paint in that design because he looks like he has like the black slippers on. So this is all clay added in. And the clay that I use, if you're interested, is Milliput clay. I'll also leave a link in the description below for this. But you're definitely going to need some good clay. Milliput, I was recommended in the past, and it it definitely stays intact, and you could paint over that after you sand it down and things like that. So this clay comes with a sanding pad. You're definitely going to do that before you paint. And then it comes with like a carving tool. So you could use this carving tool while it's soft, or you could wait till it gets hard, and then you could kind of touch it up with the Dremel. The Dremel is probably going to be your best friend when you want to customize your figure. So, and then you can hit it with a paintbrush. Just kind of like paint that in. These are the paintbrushes that I use. They're kind of like fine tipped. And then obviously the Vallejo paint. Add you some thinner in there. This is all Amazon stuff. It's all prep. And then you're gonna need to primer the surface so that the paint can stay. So again, this is Krillin from Dragon Ball Super. On the 3.0 Krillin, he had like a blue shirt under, and then his shoulders were different. So I took Goku's shoulder pads, kind of shaved them down. You can still see that hole there. Got a little lazy, I didn't paint that in, but you know, they'll fit on here if you just cut it and sand it down and kind of customize it to your liking. So you're trying to capture that look of Gohan in Dragon Ball Super, and hopefully I got close enough. So my customs that I make are for me. Like, I'm not making them to sell them. I make them so they're good enough to go on the shelf, so at least to my liking. Next we have Super Saiyan God Goku, and this is the scene where he is shooting at Kale and I always forget the other sister's name, but this was from a Kaioken Blue Goku made by Demoniacal Fit. So I just repainted the shirt like a darker blue, and then you can see like the Kaioken skin tone. So again, painting skin tone or like flesh tone paint is very hard to match, but again, you make your customs to your liking if you're not like a customized seller, which I'm not. So this is kind of like dry brushing here for the black areas. Dry brushing, if you're not familiar, you kind of just barely get paint on it and just kind of like fluff the edges, kind of like barely fluff the edges like around like that. So, and it kind of gives it like that burnt look. And then this head sculpt is from MUI Goku. I just painted the silver red, and then you kind of add in some line details to kind of give Goku that smirk there. So I was asked in my comments like which markers that I use, and I use like paneling markers, I guess they're called. And if I can find one, I can show you guys. So they're panel lining markers, micron, and they have really like fine tips. So you can get in there if you guys are wondering like how are people making like face details. So you kind of just draw it in and then let it dry, and then you could get stuff like that. So Super Saiyan God Goku's face came like a little plain, so you just add like a little smirk and things like that. Also Amazon, don't worry, I'll leave all the links in the description below if you guys want to start customizing. So this is God Goku from Dragon Ball Super in that one scene, one of my favorite scenes. So next we have a full custom. I already have him in a pose, even though he's able to be articulated, but this is Gohan from the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. This is made out of a Vegeta that was made from, I think it's called Dragon Ball Evolution Toys. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I have a full video of how I made this guy. But a lot of clay, a lot of like, these are Vegeta's boots, these are Vegeta's arms, SH Figuarts. Kind of cut that off and glue it on. And then you have to shave down those holes and put some clay in there so they're not visible anymore. Those of you that are familiar with this figure, there's like holes right here in the forearm and things like that. So you can shave it down, put your clay, and then paint over that. This is the head sculpt from the same Gohan, the newest 3.0 Gohan. And then in the neck area here, a lot of shaving down and a lot more clay just to get it to your liking. So when he had this Saiyan armor on, his neck was exposed. And then, yeah, pretty much that. So you sand everything down, get it to your liking, and then repaint it. So this is the Gohan from the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. And next we have Gogeta. One of my favorite just characters overall, man. Like I said, I can't say it enough. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. So when Fusion Reborn came out and they first showed this guy, I was just like, damn, like he fused right into Super Saiyan. That's how you know he's strong. It would have been dope if he went Super Saiyan 3 and things like that. But I did not make this head sculpt, obviously. I bought this on eBay. I think it was eBay. But you repaint his shoulder pads and then the neck pad, and then you repaint the belt and then his like his socks here. So then you get that Gogeta look, like the DBZ Gogeta. And then I drilled a hole in here and I just put a the halo from Beast Deities inside. I like to make the figures accurate, or as accurate as I can, and then, you know, obviously put them on the shelf. So Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn Gogeta. Next we have, I showed this Bardock before in the past, but I consider it another custom because I repainted it. So a lot of work went into this Bardock, a lot of shaving, a lot of cutting down and things like that. So you're going to need a Bardock figure. Pretty much take his top half apart to get this piece off here, cut it up, and then obviously a repaint. This is the Beast Deities Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black. And then you have to like cut out the insert peg for this guy and then replace it with the Bardock's, like the hole, so Bardock's legs can stick into this body. But and then on his face you put clay at the top and then paint over that. And then in the back you just put, like, you have to rip apart Bardock's head and then insert his like his bandana to make it look like it's going out of the back. So Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, not an actual figure. I mean, an actual character, I think. Unless he, you know, he was in Dragon Ball, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but I really like that look for Bardock. I was trying to do as many Bardock editions as I could. Next we have, this one's pretty simple that you guys can do. I was asked, like, why does my cooler look a different color? So I personally didn't like the shiny look for this release. It's like mirror, you know. So what I did was I just repainted the whole thing with the matte finish, or the matte sealer that I showed you, which is this. Super simple. All you gotta do is get your matte sealer. You can even get a spray can. I don't have a spray can though. This is the one that I use, but you just put the matte sealer all over the shiny parts. I think I put like 3 coats on here. And then you're able to get this look. So It's still fully articulated, like nothing is changed about the figure. Like all these figures that I'm showing right now are pretty much fully articulated. I'm just like not articulating them. So this is how you get your, I think, a better look for Cooler. I like the matte look a lot better on all figures in general, actually. So next we have a future Gohan. This kit for his arms is sold. I got it on eBay, but you can find it on AliExpress now. So it comes with the belt and it comes with these arm inserts, this one and this one. But the reason why I call it my custom is I added his logo to his gi, and then you repaint the 3.0 Goku boots. So this takes a little bit of work here because you have to shave off that line that Goku has on his boots, and then you repaint the whole thing. So obviously get in there with the paintbrush and then, you know, paint it, reseal it, and then you'll be good. So you'll come out with this look. This head sculpt 2 is sold on AliExpress now, but I got mine off of eBay a while back, and I was kind of like ripped off, to be honest, because AliExpress has a better price. So this is a future Gohan, or they call him Mirai Gohan. I call him future Gohan. So that's him. And next we have a Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black. I mean, I always say it, but I always wanted a Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black. So this is a Super Saiyan 5 Goku Black. So what I did was I dry brushed a little white shading on here. Like if you don't use an airbrush, you can dry brush your figures. So on his arms and like his body area, I used a dry brush because he's originally pink. So you just get some white. And then you shave off his wrist straps here to kind of smooth that out. It's all plastic underneath, so it'll stay pink. And then this part here, I just kind of like dry brushed again to make it black and make it look burnt. But then for the hair, you're gonna need an airbrush. So I airbrushed it all white first. This is Super Saiyan 4 Goku hair, or it might be the Kong Studios one, but either one, they're pretty much the same. So painted it all white, and then you're gonna get your airbrush. This is the airbrush that I use, also on Amazon. If you guys don't have one, I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can get one. Really cheap, it's like 50 bucks. And then you have to like kind of like airbrush the pink in, or whatever color you're gonna make your figure. That's how you get the shading to be. So you do your base coat first, and then your shading is going to be with the airbrush. So you kind of just making it blurry, but you airbrush it in the little spots where you see all the pink over the white. And then you'll get like a shaded look. You'll capture like a shaded look. So again, I'm not the best. There's a lot of people out there that are making customs that are like stupid perfect, but you make your customs to your liking. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black. And then last but not least, we have Gohan. Gohan in the scene where he was fighting Dabura is his name. So it took me a while to finally make this guy, but then after I made him, I'm like, damn, that wasn't even really that difficult. So this is how I made him. This is the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku torso, but you have to like pop that open to get like the insert for the arms and his neck. And you're gonna use I use the Demoniacal Fit Goku Black. So with that, you'll already have like the pegs will be the right color in the inside. And then you're gonna use Goku Black's arms here, because you need the insert to, you know, get the shoulders into the body. So that way, because it's very hard to paint joints. These joints are already black. So you swap those out for the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. And then obviously you paint all around that. These shoulder pads are from that Goku Black also. So I shaved them down with the Dremel, get it nice and smooth. And then paint over that black. And then this arm and this forearm is from Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. So is this fist. And then this wrist is from, where did I get this from? I forgot where I got this wrist from, but you can use a Vegeta. You can use a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. I grabbed it from one of those two. And then his underwear here, funny enough, but I got it from a bootleg Spider-Man, because when you put this guy together on Bardock's legs, these are Bardock's legs, it's going to be like a huge gap right here. So you have to cover that gap. So you use like, I used Spider-Man's crotch area. And then I added clay. If you guys can see like a crease right here. So you add your clay, smooth it out, and then there's clay underneath there. And then there's a little bit of clay inside, because you get like a little bit of gaps here and there. And then you have Bardock's legs. You just paint the red stuff white. And then you paint over this yellow. So this is Gohan from when he fought Dabura. So again, fully, what do you call it? Articulatable. And then this is the head from Great Saiyan Man. So these are my customs for 2024. This one took a lot of black paint, a lot of sealer, but make sure you seal your paint for sure. Because if you don't seal your paint, then all your hard work is going to be done. So these are all my customs for 2024. I have made a video for my 2023 customs. You guys could check that one out if you want to, or when you get a chance. And like I said, for all the tools, like if you're interested in making customs, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for all the tools that I use. You're definitely going to need those. Unless you already have them, then you don't got to worry about that. So if you feel like this video was cool, you can go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to keep an eye out for my next videos to come, you can go ahead and subscribe. Until then, thank you for watching.